Hello everyone, this is Maxwell Kayla here today, and we'll read some poems that I wrote myself, and I hope you enjoy them. They're kind of short, but I always feel like poems should be kind of short and to the point. I'm not a size queen when it comes to poems, or anyone really, so whatever, here we go. The True Terror. In the face of true terror of man, I stand with you not simply as a man, but as one whose starvation stands as the last remnants of his humanity. As poverty punishes the act of life and shatters dignity, and the long hall fills with disgust. This aching stomach of one who perhaps was once a man now stumbles mumbling, I starve with you. An Ode to Worth. If I were to line up every man, would I start in order of height, or would I go by first name, last name? Would I go by wealth, intelligence, or looks? Would all men look the same if I just lined them up randomly? That was an ode to worth. I'm very good at writing odes because it's an easy way to name a poem. The next one, an ode to ideas, which I'm clearly running out of. A man once told me the idea of something was better than the reality of said something. Perhaps that was the day I ran out of ideas, because these days it all just seems more real. Ain't that the truth? An ode to thespians, which I felt really cool because I remembered what that word meant. So here we go. An ode to thespians. We met one afternoon with the goal of shooting videos for cash. You told me you had a OnlyFans and any body would do. Performance was an art we acted out like true thespians. In your eye, I thought I saw more, but then you pushed back, and I didn't give a fuck. That one was a little naughty, but there's like a metaphor there. If you look at the acting out like a thespian and sex, cash, and wanting more. But I'm pro-sex worker, so it's not against that. And ode to a flaw. We all got tons of these. Can you tell me a flaw that exists not in comparison? Can such a flaw besmirch the value I give it? And does this flaw remain flawed when it comes from one side to the next? An ode to impossible acts. You know how the sun looks on the melting snow on the road? You just want to stop and become blinded in the way it reflects. Yet sadly, the cars behind you make such an act impossible. We could run in joy. I know this river we can go to as boys simply being, and we can run in joy and splash and jump and speak of things no man would say. And you, my fellow boy, we can embrace ourselves in a way no man would dare to say. So I've actually told this poem sounds kind of naughty. And I don't know, I don't really think it's naughty, but maybe I'm just a naughty person, who knows. Sometimes I welcome it so. That's the name of this poem, not that I welcome being called naughty. When the skies are gray and the snow is slightly falling, does it fall with me as I, a man, walk out into the cold into my car? Does the snow too find joy in the way it melts upon my window and my hands shiver? Will the cold find me when I shut the door, and will it ever really know sometimes I welcome it so? The love of oneself. That's a work in progress. It's funny, these acne scars I used to stare at in the mirror for hours on end have simply just become me staring at me for hours on end. So, the point of that poem was the fact that, you stare at your flaws or your whatever flaws, and you realize they're actually just a part of you. So essentially, to truly love yourself, you truly have to realize the parts you don't like are you, and that you're not liking yourself. If that makes any sense. An ode to joy. If joy were to be the goal, then let me here and now label all I've found as of now joy. For such goals keep me up at night, and I want to sleep. And an ode to lust. Okay, that's kind of a hard one to hide. The naughtiness there. One day in the woods I met you with your shaved head and long beard getting naked by the river. And in this river I saw reflections of myself clothed and clean shaven. When you splashed water on me and laughed, I knew I grew to hate you, and yet I lusted you all the same. That describes any guy, really. So, that was my collection of short poems that I wrote, and I hope you enjoy them. I kind of like writing poems. I don't know if it's really for me. Drawing seems a little bit easier, so maybe I'll keep writing. But I don't know. Have a good day.